Good day, everyone. How are you all doing? It's your girl, Omolade, aka Milado Life. It's another beautiful day to tell a story. Yes. I have this story that I wrote titled I Trusted Her. The story is centered around Jessica and Tony. Let's get into the story. I trusted her. Jessica is born into an average family of six. Jessica was the only girl in the family, and everybody pampered Jennifer, Jessica. They provided anything she asked for. Even when they don't have it, they find a way to give it to Jessica just because they wanted her to be happy. Her siblings will get mad at their parent for fulfilling Jessica's wish every time she demanded for something. Jessica grew up believing that she can get anything that she wants. One day, Jessica's parent had a business deal that they needed huge amount of money. They went to the bank to ask for a loan and they used their house as a collateral. Jessica's parent never knew that this business was a scam. By the time they found out what was going on, it was too late. The bank gave them some months to come up with the money they borrowed, or their house will be taken away from them, or and whatever is left in their account will be taken. They couldn't come up with the money. So the bank took away their house and everything. That's how Jessica met Tony. Jessica went with one of her friends to get some things from a store, and that was Tony's store, one of his store. Tony is a businessman. He's not educated, but when it comes to business, he knows his way around it. He's very successful in his business. When he met Jessica, it was love at first sight. He couldn't get his eyes off Jessica. He asked Jessica out to be his girlfriend. Jessica declined, but Tony would not give up. He knew Jessica's friend very well. So he went to meet Jessica's friend to ask for Jessica's address. You know that they were escorting with someone. When Tony found out, he decided to rent them a place. Furnished it, did everything. By the end of the year, Jessica got an admission to the university. There's no money to send Jessica to this university. Tony stepped up because he really loved Jessica. He agreed to send Jessica to school with the hope that when Jessica finished, Jessica will be his wife. Tony provided everything that Jessica needed. You all know that Jessica is a spoiled child. Tony never mind doing anything Jessica has because he wanted Jessica to be his wife. One day, Tony went unannounced to visit Jessica. He saw a car parked at the front of the house. He was like, who could that be? Only for him to move closer, he saw Jessica with another man in the car in a very compromising position. He knocked at the window with anger. And guess what? Jessica looked and pretended as if he doesn't know Tony. Tony started raising his voice. He was very angry. Jessica didn't get out of the car. She just sat there and ignored Tony. Tony walked up to the house thinking that Jessica's parents were home. He found that they were not home. He got into his car and drove off. He was so upset. He kept calling Jessica. Jessica refused to pick his call. This got Tony worried. He couldn't sleep. The next morning, he came over to Jessica's house. Then he met with Jessica's parents and told them what happened. Jessica's parents said, that can't be. He told them, I saw her with my eyes. Tony was worried that Jessica wasn't going to get married to him. He asked the parent, are you sure your daughter is going to get married to me? And they said, of course. They reassured him. He finally had a moment to talk to Jessica about what happened. And you know Jessica, because she is spoiled. She twisted the whole story and turned the table around, putting the blame on Tony. Tony, because of the love he has for her, allow the situation to slide. Instead of him getting angry, he asks Jessica, what does she want? Tony made sure she gave her what she requested with the mind that Jessica will stop whatever she's doing with the other guy. When Jessica finished from the university, Tony came to ask her hand in marriage, and Jessica kept giving one excuses or the other. And Tony like, you already finished. You asked me to wait till when you're done with your university. You're done. And Jessica said, oh, I still want to further my education. I still want to do this. She kept giving excuses and all that. Tony said, I will wait. I am willing to wait. If I've waited this long, I'm going to wait till when you're ready. Eventually, Jessica gave in to getting married to Tony. But she wasn't happy getting married to him. She wasn't proud of him because he's not educated. Jessica was not proud of Tony in any way. All she was concerned about was that money that Tony had. Jessica wasn't performing her duty as a wife in the house. She refused to do anything, and she chose to cheat on Tony. She got pregnant. Tony was so happy. He had a big party, did everything, make sure the child was comfortable. She got pregnant the second time. Here, there was a complication. They needed to donate blood. And that was where the problem began. When they did the blood test, it did not match with Tony. And that raised a question. And Tony wanted to get to the bottom of the whole thing. So he decided to do a DNA test of the first child and this new child, only to find out that both kids were not his. Tony became depressed. He felt betrayed. He didn't know what to do. He kept asking himself, should I take a second wife or what should I do? I've invested so much in this girl. Few months later, Tony discovered that he has BP. And it was not looking good at all for Tony. His family member told him, you have to get yourself another woman because the one who you called your wife has betrayed you. Tony told him, I love her. I'm going to give her another chance, even though it hurts so much. You will think that Jessica will change her ways. No. One day, Tony came back home and met another man on his matrimonial bed with Jessica. And Tony had a heart attack and he died. Tony trusted the wrong person that cost him his life. Do not get married because you feel pitied for someone. Don't be with someone that you do not care about. Don't be with someone that at the end of the day, you will cause them pain instead of happiness. Tony trusted Jessica blindly, even when he saw all the signs. All he was concerned about was his investment. He never knew that that was what was going to end his life. I hope you enjoyed the story. Stay blessed. I'll see you next week.